And welcome back again. This will be episode 7 of that BSA Engine Build. As you may remember from the last episode, I left I put some oil in all the locations where oil is supposed to go, such as the primary and the transmission, and I even squirted some in the engine side via this little hole right here where the tack hooks up. So anyways, it's 3 days later. It's Sunday evening. There's not a drop of oil on that lift down below, which is kind of unusual for a BSA, to be honest with you. Anyway, I think I've got her oil tight, so I'm going to call that good to go. I'm going to carry on with the job here. Okay, what did I do today? Well, I got the coils mounted in there, and I've actually got them making electricity and making a good spark on the plugs there and that, so that's a step in the right direction. That's not the battery I'm going to have in this bike. That's just a little test battery. It was worn out a long time ago, but in conjunction with the battery charger, I can still use it to test my circuits out on the bike. I did have a bit of trouble with the circuits on the tail light. I was getting brake light on all the time at one point. Anyway, I got that all sorted out. Now I've got a tail light and a brake light like it should have. I still need to hook up the wires to the alternator, but that I think I'll leave for another day. Probably do that up tomorrow. And anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to clean up these old exhaust pipes. This one here doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not brand new, that's for sure. And this one's fitted with the crossover. That center section's pretty ugly looking, and I'm gonna get the old bolts right out of there and off of those clamps, and I'll put some fresh ones in there. Clean up that fin thingamajig on there, anyways. I'm not really using my technical terms like I should tonight, but anyway, I'm going to get that buffed up and see how clean I can get that, and the other side as well. Well, there, that didn't come out so bad. I'm not going to go too crazy with this stuff because the pipes have had a confrontation with the ground at some point or other. Had a serious chat with the asphalt, so you're never going to get those marks out of there. And of course, up around these joints here, you know, the chrome is completely gone in favor of basically bare steel. So yeah, you can see that really well right in there. So I'm just going to touch up those spots with a little bit of high heat metallic paint, and the same around this tab here. You can see where that was probably broken off at one point and welded back on, but I can touch that up with a bit of paint. Even the crossover pipe, I didn't have much hope for that looking very good, but that's not bad. So yeah, I'll be able to put that back together, and like I say, from 30 feet away, this bike will look quite respectable. And you know, in the future, if he gets a little more money and he wants to spend some more time and money on it, well, this is something he can do himself. He can get a new set of pipes for it and bolt those on. But yeah, they don't look half bad. So now I have to work at the right-hand one. This, of course, is off the left-hand side. But yeah, that's not bad. I'll get the other one out anyways and polish that up too, and hopefully that'll come out as good as this one did. Not perfect, but good enough for a runner. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for cleaning up the exhaust system. Even the mufflers came up pretty good. By the way, those are, I believe they're Harley Sportster mufflers. I'm not 100% sure, but if I had some money to bet, I think that's where I'd put it. Anyway, yeah, that's enough for tonight. I think I'll save those exhaust collars for tomorrow morning, and then I'll get the the exhaust properly bolted on. I've just got it sitting in place there now. But yeah, it all cleaned up pretty decent. Not perfect, but pretty decent. Okay. I got that exhaust system all fastened in place. I went to work. I even cut that little tab off the back of that particular muffler because it didn't do anything. But yeah, these are Harley mufflers. It says right in the fine print there. Anyway, what did I do here? I fastened these in here. All nice, new, clean, shiny fasteners in there. It took quite a while to clean up those exhaust collars. They were really greasy and dirty, but I was going to mention, if you ever buy a new set of these, be very gentle with them because they're quite easy to break. You can over tighten them down here and they'll just crack, right? So they don't do anything besides sit on the exhaust pipe and draw heat away. So there's no need of over tightening the clamp on them. So let's have a look at the other side here. And that looks pretty good too, nice and shiny. Even the section up here where there's the chrome is gone and it was rusty, I just sprayed a bit of silver paint in there. I don't know if you can see that up there on the other side or not, but it looks quite acceptable. I mean, once the gas tank's on that bike, I don't think many people would notice something like that. And it's a rider, it's not a show bike, so from 30 feet away, those exhaust pipes would look pretty darn good. So let's see now. I'm getting close to the point where I can probably put some gas in those carburetors and try to fire this thing up. What else have I got to do? I got to hook up the wires to the speedometer illumination bulbs there and the tack illumination ones, but that's pretty much it for electrical stuff. So yeah, anyway, I'm pretty much getting close to wrapping this up. Anyway, I'll finish up that little electrical job, and when I'm done with that, that'll probably be it for this week. But yeah, we are getting awful close to the point where it's time to see if this thing will come to life or not. Okay, I've got the ignition switch on right now. We got a oil pressure light on. We got headlight with high and low beam. We got a horn that's horny. We got, whoops, we got a little tap. I'm going to have to address that. I think there's a bad connection in there. That's easy to clean up. And back there, then I switch the other signal lights. That bulb there actually blew right before I started. I opened up the darn thing and the bulb was as white as snow. So anyway, got a new bulb in there. But yeah, I've got a tail light, a brake light. So it's all there. Everything's doing what it's supposed to do. And I do have sparks at the ignition. You can see that, yeah. So she's all ready for next week. I think I'm going to wait to start the engine up for another day or two. We got a few other things I want to do this weekend. So anyway, I'll disconnect that battery. Just make sure that nothing can short out or anything like that. But yeah, getting very close to doing the first start on that engine. So anyway, I'm going to wrap that up for this week and call this little video done. So like I always say, be good to each other, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.